One of my most requested videos, as strange as it is people asking about my testing world. It's where I build all my contraptions, minigames, and evil death machines. And as you probably noticed in my videos, I have a whole load of random stuff just laying around in there. So why not, for a bit of fun, just fly around and show some of the stuff I never planned on actually ever showing. Now, a lot of you guys are familiar with my testing world. It's been in the background of a whole bunch of my videos, but it's never really been the subject of a video. It's just been in the background, lurking, like a hoarder with trash who won't get rid of things such as the TikTok logo. Why do I have this in my world? Well, originally, when the channel was starting off, and I mean really early days, I did a couple TikTok live streams where I would just build viewer requests. That's how I ended up with stuff like a Happy Meal and a goddamn Prime energy drink bottle, things I would never willingly build myself. But eventually, I just started importing any build I ever made into this world and making little connecting roads between, and it just grew and grew in size into what you see today. This one's cool. So this big building over here, I originally did a video where I tried to do redstone without using any redstone dust, and I thought, well, what's the opposite of that? Let's try and build something only using redstone blocks. And I tried making some sort of like a cathedral or church. You can see it's mainly made out of note blocks. I tried to use comparators and like observers for detailing. And then I tried to do like little gargoyles using extended pistons. This is a taco. This is a Dorito. This is the skull of my enemies. And this is a giant hot dog. Here is my bottle of normal pills. Clearly they don't work. And, okay, this is very specific. In GTA 5, there is a plane called the Cuban. I'll show it on screen. This was my attempt to make the Cuban from a video game. Don't ask where I made it. I have no memory. Talking about building video game stuff in Minecraft, this whole thing right here is a very famous level from a video game called Payday 2, which is one of my favorites. As I enter, if you've ever played the game before, you might be having like flashbacks. This is a bank from the game you rob. I mean, there's plenty of banks, but this is probably the most famous one. Over here, we've got like the manager's office, and right. So through here is like the security room. So what you'd usually do is you'd like break in here, and then you'd watch out, you'd lockpick the door and go like, pew, 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 take out the security cameras, and then like you take over the whole lobby and you control the whole bank. And this is the vault. You drill through it and then you take all the gold, and these like meant to be security boxes. Yeah, it's great. Now obviously nowadays I'm really known for my redstone stuff, but a part which I don't think most people appreciate is I actually really like doing note block stuff, and this was the first ever note block song I made. It's a song by Bass Hunter called Dota, which was included in a bunch of memes and stuff, and it sounds like this. And then it just like loops and loops and loops, and there's no way to turn it off. Originally what I did to annoy my friend is he had a base where he was building a town, and I built this song underneath his house, and it would just play this song repeatedly just to annoy the crap out of him. And he eventually I think he ended up blowing it up or something because he just got so annoyed. But before I show you the rest of my stuff, first let me tell you about today's sponsor, Wondershare, and their software called Recover It. And I am telling you, this video could not have a more fitting sponsorship. The video where I'm flying around telling you how all of my Minecraft builds are contained in this one world. Well, what if it suddenly got deleted by accident? Because I'm telling you now, I am dumb enough, I don't even keep backups of my stuff. If this thing got deleted, I would be screwed. Well, lucky me, because Recover It is probably one of the best file recovery softwares out there, and it's completely free to download. Okay, so legit, I tested it out by deleting a copy of this Minecraft world, and boom! It found it! I'm telling you now, I wish I had this software years ago, because there are Minecraft worlds I have lost completely to the fabric of time, and if I had this software, I would still have them today. So do check out Recover It by looking at the link on screen or the pinned comment down below. You ever see those houses of like muck mansions where they're like these American suburban houses with like really bad architectural design and they always have like these really gross roofs? I thought, wouldn't it be funny in a game where you can build anything to build like this really gross house, the epitome of a suburban sprawl? Even as a troll, I went to the Reddit r/McMansionHell and posted this, and I think they actually liked it, which is funny. Talking about annoying Redditors, I've gone on record to say that I really don't like build styles which are known as block vomit.
On YouTube saying, oh, this is block vomit. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I was pissed because I didn't understand. Now I do. Even this. Actually good build. Very simple. The texture is beautiful. This is actually good.
Well, Stan, if you're such an expert on decorating, why don't you have a look at that wall behind you? You see, there is such thing as texturing where you mix blocks together, but there's an intention behind how you're mixing it. Block vomit, on the other hand, is just losing the plot and adding every grey block you know just because you can. You're just doing it without any rhyme or reason. And this build style, Redditors love. Especially those over at r/Minecraft builds. These are real builds made by real players. They have played us for absolute fools. I call this one the chunk error build. So I go on these builds and I say they look rightfully terrible, and then people respond to me with paragraphs and paragraphs saying how I need therapy. And I was so distraught by random Redditors, I decided to do a little test. These are two different houses I built. The left was the original, where I was pretty conservative with my block usage. You can see it's a deeper orange at the bottom, more light at the top. There's a clear gradient to it, but it's not obnoxious. Blocks are placed with intention, right? And then on the other hand, I went through and I went crazy with it. We've got pumpkins in the walls. We've got yellow glazed terracotta. There's prismarine and random blue on the sides. Who cares, right? So I posted a picture of this crazy build to r/Minecraft builds under an alt account with the username, which was an anagram for block vomit. And you bet they upvoted this thing like crazy and complimented it all the way to Sunday. Oh, I love Redditors. You guys are so cool. I actually had a bit of a fascination with building floating islands. This was one I made recently as just a bit of like an example, just a test to see if I could do it. And I used this technique, which I think was really cool, and I kind of want to show it off, right? So you can see how this floating island kind of looks like it's made out of several different rocks all smushed together. But if I drink a night vision potion, you can see that I've actually used darker blocks just to highlight the differences between the rocks. You can see it does sort of work, and I think it's cool. I think it's cool. This is my little floating island. This is a stupid build, but it makes me laugh every time. This is a McDonald's Big Mac, and when you get close to it, you'll notice it starts to moo. Because there's a bunch of cows on the inside of the Big Mac. I don't know why, I just think that's really funny. You guys ever see that film American Psycho? A long time ago, I decided to try and build like Patrick Bateman's apartment into Minecraft. So I've got it currently set up for that famous scene. If you know it, you know it. He comes in with an axe and he lightly gives his good friend Paul Allen a love tap, as he does. Talking about building stuff from like films and TV, this is a more modern build of mine, but if I enter, some of you might recognize this as the bridge set from Star Trek The Next Generation. If I stand here, maybe we can do some like comparison shots. Obviously they're looking at the galaxy through the view screen where I've used birch buttons for like stars. I tried using banners to represent the LCAR system. Look, I know that some of you are younger and probably do not care about Star Trek, but you know what? This is my channel and I get to talk about it. Yeah! This is a theater I built. I think I originally saw some posts online, or maybe on a YouTube video, maybe it was Hermitcraft. Someone built a theater, and I thought it really sucked and they did a bad job, so I was determined to build my own. So this is like the lobby, you enter, and then you have like the big theater room with the chandeliers, you've got like your upper box areas with the side things where like the president gets assassinated on, and then you have the big G, and this is also meant to look like a pigtail, you know, like the curly pig. Stupid. If I hit this button, it actually goes down. We have a working curtain, and then you can see that like you have like the stage for people to use. You can actually like turn off all the lights. So now you can see, oh wow, this is a bit dark. Let me turn on, is it this one? Yeah, so now you can like see like people on stage. You've got like stage lighting and stuff. What I would say though is if you do have a creative world, seriously, put all your builds in it, and over time, you will just end up with a world like this, because it is my favorite thing in the world that I have this like Minecraft world. I seriously recommend you guys do it. It's awesome.